What is happening, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Card Talk Live with Joel Sports Cards. So the hope of this is just to hang out and to talk. And so I'm not looking or expecting the masses to show up, but what I'm hoping for is a small community of people to hang out and chat about sports cards, and for me to do a giveaway of a new Joel Sports Cards pack. But before I do that, I have a old giveaway that is a larger one from my standard channel that went unclaimed. It's a box of all of these cards, and you can see what is in here if you go to my video, why I disagree with Jeff Wilson and sports cards investors' take on CT scanning in the sports cards hobby. It's a video from a minute ago when everybody and their mom was talking about CTC scanning. Nailed it, crushed it. So this one went unclaimed, and so I actually have on. You want to talk about janky stuff? I've got the random YouTube comment picker. I'm just trying to share screen, learn all that stuff. That's too much for me. I don't get paid for this. It's a hobby. So I'm gonna do this. We're gonna show. I got the 6 unique comments pulled up. We'll get the start here. Man, math is hard with angles. All right, there we go. This is the winner of the product that already happened. Lucky Card Pulls. Lucky Card Pulls. You are the winner. I'm going to give you a chance to claim this, and then you will be able to take that and be sent in the Continental 48. So shout out Lucky Card Pulls. I'll reach out to you as I can, and you can email me at JOELSSPORTSCARDS@gmail.com. And this box, as long as you're in the Continental 48, will show up to your door free of charge because you support the channel so well. Other package that could end up for one of you is one of the Joel Sports Cards packs. So here's a list of all the available ones. Last time a Bills pack was claimed, and I actually had 2 of those prepared. So all of the ones currently remain, and they are cards, 2 in top loaders, 4 in penny sleeves, and then 3 base that are just floating in the universe. And they're sealed up in a nice team bag. The 2 top loader ones are ones that you would expect a little bit more cachet. Again, I'm not saying that this is a financially lucrative thing, but it's a card that would have somebody, hopefully, of that team's fan be excited to get. And then the sleeved ones, penny sleeved ones, are going to be either a rookie, an insert, parallel, numbered, something a little bit more fancy. Base is just standard base cards, and they're all either in the team uniform of the athlete and the team that is chosen, or if it's like a rookie and there's like a Bowman first, something like that. In terms of college uniform of somebody that's only played on your team, there's that ability as well to be pulled. So if you stay through until the end, folks, one of these could end up being yours. We'll do a random number generator. What's up, Swish? What's up, Zach? We're here to just hang out. What's cracking is I want to just talk. I'll chirp, wax poetic, but if you have any thoughts, questions, sports cards related or not, I would love to have it be interactive. This is just supposed to be fun. Just like when I was on Zach's Sports Cards and I had just a blast ripping 2023 Prism Football live. It was just a time to be alive. It was a video, I believe it was right in the era when I had my video that had the most views go to like, I don't even know, I think 12,000 views. And what's funny is that kind of is, I think that time's coming up, Zach, because I'm now aware of that within watch hours in terms of monetization. I feel like it was January. That would make sense. Yeah, because Houston Texans, I think we're playing playoff stuff. It was an awesome time. I can't believe how fast time has flown in that way. Man, January seems like forever ago now that I put that in my brain, but it's really not. So if you stay around till the end, I'll have a magic word that I'll utter, give you about a minute, anybody that's live here, to comment that magic word in the chat. I'll then write down, give all those people a number. When you're a small YouTube channel, it's great how you can just bootleg stuff and not have to be so fancy. And then whoever wins that random number generator will pick, hey, I want one of these. The WWE is just wrestling cards. I got 4 of those. Otherwise, you'd be like, hey, I'm a Yankees fan. Want to see what I can pull there from it. Rockets, all of those things. So Swish says the hobby needs a little life breathed into it. That live Joel energy, dude, I'm going to bring some life. And that take just inspired me 1000%. That's what I was going to kind of start with and see where it went from there. It's brutal right now. Let's just call a spade a spade. Frank 502 made a video just kind of, I'm actually happy that he just kind of named, like, I haven't put out content in a month, but he's breathing some new fresh life into his channel. He's got a schedule going out. So shout out Frank for not just packing it in. But there's a lot of factors to this. In my previous Card Talk Live, which if you haven't watched, go back. I would love for you to be able to participate in rewatching that. Definitely talked about the divide of Topps and Panini and how that easily makes it so that we have less sought after one box that you can get, right? If you're looking for those high-end autos, you're on this side, Topps, but you're not getting, everything to be licensed. If you're looking for the license, you're missing out on the chase. So that's stuff we talked about. Dude, shout out, Zach. Frank is great. Have you interviewed Frank before, Zach? I would love to know. Barry, happy Saturday. It's a great Saturday. November. Weather's great here in Minnesota. I'm interested to see what a Saturday afternoon live is. I got done raking and doing the yard stuff, and so I'm now here. I wonder if other folks are there or if they've gotten things going. Dude, if you had him on, Zach, that would be iconic. Reach out, man. He's looking for content. He's got a scheduled day that he's got to fill, so see if you can find him. I might do the same, man. I used to, for those that don't know, a year ago or so, I had something that I called 5 C's, where I was kind of doing conversations in the card community with content creators. A lot of alliteration there. It was super fun. It was Acme Packs was the first that got on there. Skyrocketed afterwards. I mean, like, him and I kind of started coming in making content relatively at the same point, and that was the last time we had anything in common. Degen Rips, another dude who just skyrocketed after. I'm just so lucky that I had him. Hoosier Pulls, just top shelf, dude. Lion's Luck is just absolutely a gem. If I'm missing anybody, I had Nate. I forget I know his real name in real life. What is his freaking YouTube name? He got a shout out from Mr. Beast. And his channel went way too fast, way too quick in terms of just like making content for that. And then he's done some Nalter Deeds. Getting old. So all of that to be said, dude, Auburn just lost their Vandy. I love when the chat has just like comments about sports. That's just the best. It just feels so like it's live. We're in it together. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings hanging out in Eden. Barry, keep that energy up if there's other stuff. So all of that to be said, let's go back to Swish. And again, anybody who's here, throw in comments, questions, chat. I'd love for you to answer any of the questions that are thrown out there too. But this could be sports card related. I love talking submarine sandwiches, ideas about different careers, whatever you want to talk about. That's what I would hope. Go Dogs, 100%, Zach. One of the things that I think is also hard about the hobby right now, so baseball, we've just put that aside. Obviously, Shohei wasn't healthy. That hurt a little bit of the momentum. Soto, he was the talk way more than Judge, and then they didn't really have a run there. So Freeman never launched really in the hobby relevance. His card stayed relatively the same, even though he had a phenomenal postseason. That all kind of was stagnant. And it really could have been Judge and Ohtani, but Judge's lack of home runs except for the one, and then Ohtani's, similar lack of production because of health. That was tough with it all. All of it to be said. Baseball, we're kind of putting that aside until it heats up again, that hot stove, maybe some free agent talk, all of that stuff. I mean, Soto, wherever he goes, if it's a good market, that could bump up his stuff for sure. But now it's also like, his Yankee cards, like how much are those going to be sought after? Are you going and pulling, like, I feel like his first Bowman is really what it's going to be, like national rookie stuff. Doesn't have the same cachet. He's been bouncing around so much. So the other thing, let's talk NBA, because now they're the ones coming in with some emergence. 2 of the best players in the world, you could even argue the 2 best, Giannis and Jokic, are on teams that are not clicking. The Nugs just lost to my Wolves last night. Christian Braun got in Rudy's space, not in his grill. Then Rudy did this awkward chokehold, like just brutal. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker, shout out MVP of that game, who actually was the only dude who showed up mentally, pushed through to get the Wolves to be able to be a contender. Anyways, a lot of Wolves talk, but the Jokic market's not hot. Dame looks like apathy has set in on him, so like the Bucks and their momentum a little bit tough for sure. So we're losing some of that. Ja, I think people really wanted Ja to go and be back to the moon. He is in a little bit of a rut there. So basketball, we're not really finding that boom right here, boom right there. The rookie cards, I mean, Dillingham could be the best offensive player in the draft. He's not even getting minutes on the Wolves. Let's see if on a back-to-back, if the Wolves rest Conley, maybe that would help. But Connect isn't really, the Lakers, he's not starting off high. Ricochet nailed it. Sarr, a lot of these guys, top 2 picks aren't really getting people talking. So it's been tough. We're going to go back to the comments to get people talking here. Swish says, it feels like there's been a shift or a change in the hobby. A lot of channels I used to follow just have disappeared off the face of the earth with my last video. Swish, I totally agree. Would love to hear some of those specific channels that you watched. That's always like a little bit of a risk if you throw out people and it's like, I don't know who that is. But I would love to know what you think, because I felt it too. But in some ways, it's almost hard. If you don't, like, if they're gone, they're not showing up in your subscriptions. I don't know how you'll watch YouTube videos if you search mainly, or I do my subs most often. So if they're not in there and I don't go look through the list, like, it's easily just kind of out of sight, out of mind. But that's 100% true. And I don't know if that's like a capacity thing. Most people aren't making this a full-time hobby. So that like last video is a little bit more of a professional move, right? If somebody's just like overwhelmed, something happened in life, works more, it's easier to just kind of like not know exactly what to do. But that's why I appreciated Frank kind of being like, here's a vid update, Lootbox TV having an update too, that there's a move going on to Vegas. They're still trying to make it work. It'd be interesting to see what they do. Lootbox TV. Yeah, let's keep going. Swish also said lots of new channels, and also I've been working hard to try and find them, introduce, invite to the community, trying to grow again. That growth of our genre on the platform slowed. Yeah, I really think YouTube is the best platform for the sports cards community. I have a feeling that I will have people disagree. Right now it's a room of 3, so it's not as hard, but those that maybe watch on replay, or if I were to pitch this to a larger audience, they would probably go TikTok. But just like, I don't think TikTok is the growth of the hobby platform. I think it's too much of this easy in, hot money coming, and then potentially being disappointed. Potentially that community is not fully formed. YouTube, I love the culture of the content creators. It's family friendly. It's a lot more, hey, what can we add to the community? I open up product on release day. It's super fun for me. I hope that I add something to the community with that. So somebody could say, hey, sometimes I get a blaster box early because I live in Minnesota, and Target's a Minnesota company. So like Ginter, I got, I think, pretty early on this side. Tops Allen and Ginter, go check that out. If somebody's looking through, they go, do I want that? What are these inserts that I could look for? Am I going to pull an actual fossil out of a blaster box? Probably not, but it could happen for sure. No doubt on that. Actually, I don't know if fossils can be pulled from blasters as I'm rambling, but you could look and see, these are some of the stuff. This is what the parallels look like, all of that. So I think YouTube has this value add a little bit more, and I think TikTok has a little bit of the what can you do for me as the creator. And so I'm going to lean more toward that being not as helpful for growing your community, right? You scratch someone else's back before you ask for the back rubbing, in my humble opinion. All of that to be said, let's keep it going. I asked Swish for some names. Big Chief, for sure. Big Chief was there. Actually had some good interactions with him when I started back in 2021. And that's too bad. Ripped Hits for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I would love you. One of the big ones that I've reached out to is Schultz's Pulls. I think he's like, he's like a story that could be a 30 for 30 in the sports cards world, in my humble opinion. And I just want to tell the story. Like, part of me reaching out to Nolter Deeds, again, if you don't know who that is, he got shouted out by Mr. Beast on like a end of the year video where he had a bunch of channels that were like, like 1,000 subs or like less, and like literally said, go follow this. And then he got to like, I think 295K. No one says that word in that way, but I did. And I was just like, he didn't have this comprehensive on his channel story of like, I got that, and then I don't like make all these videos now. Like, I haven't just become a full-time influencer. He took a different unique path that is still that, but in a different way. So I was like, I really want that story told. I want the Schultz's pull story told, because for those that don't know, he was one of the most influential target drop lives out there. There's a couple other people that did it. He wasn't the first, but I would say he was the biggest. If anybody disagrees, tell me. But it was like 6 a.m. Tuesday, or I forget even the day, right? And it was like a lot of times you're anticipating it. And he's like, all right, dude, we just got 2020 optic football dropped now. And like in 3 seconds, it was gone. And there's like community conversation. It was super cool. I really like want that story to be told. Zach saying I love the Target morning restocks. Yeah, Zach, who did you watch? Were you a Schultz's guy? There was someone else who was like college age that did it first, and he went, out of the blue. I forget his name if anybody remembers different people that did that, but it was a unique era of 2020, 2021. I think they still did it, but now it's like it's just different. Like sometimes the Target one shows up, but no one's like aware of the specific time. It's much more just random, and it could be anything. And often, unless it's like prime product, like I think WNBA Select is maybe like the next one that could just go hot. Maybe it already went and I don't even know. I check Target, not every day, but I try to look at it and figure out what it might be. JR was the man, dude. It was JR. Thank you, Kaysen 2006. It was totally JR. Do you know what he's up to? Like, I never got the story of that. So that would be awesome. I just want these like stories to be told, because one thing that I am actually pretty convinced on is that this hobby is a lot funded by the personalities of breakers, content creators. Like, as much as people can hate the ones that are just kind of in it for the wrong reasons, like the dudes that are legit and the gals that are legit are absolutely like part of what makes this so fun. It's the community, right? And so if we could have those people kind of pushed up into a level where they're known more, I think the guys on Sports Cards Nonsense, Mike and Jesse, do a phenomenal job of that. Like they actually have got a platform that they've also then put themselves centrally in a like super awesome way that I really respect. Zach, you do a great job, dude. I want you to get more the publicity and notoriety for all that you are doing. It just seems like that is a moment that we aren't at yet, of like the content creators almost being not bigger than the cards, but being as big as the cards. And I think that would be super helpful to be able to do that and make that happen. Vikes fan 100% was on that that live as well. Dude, I love that guy. I'd love to meet him as a Vikes fan too. All right, let's get back into the chat. You guys are doing a phenomenal job saying stuff. Zach said, I don't do TikTok like YouTube, Instagram and Facebook, but YouTube is my favorite. I'm right there with you. I don't have TikTok. I've been on it. I had it at one point, but I'm actively not on it. So as I'm chirping, maybe things have changed, but I doubt it. Same with Instagram. I just felt like Insta was just a lot of like lottery stuff. And it was just like, this isn't it. I really think YouTube is the one. It's a little longer form content that you can have be a little bit more robust than necessarily that quick reel, that quick short could offer. And so I love that. Different other comments here coming through. Let's go. Yeah, JR was in college and he just disappeared. I think he did make a video kind of explaining, like, I got a job that like requires me to not just sit here on my computer at 6 a.m. but I don't know if his channel's still live and in it. Sports Card Madness is great. Had them recently on the channel. Sports Cards Madness. I'm not familiar. But yeah, Zach, say a little more about them. That'd be great to hear. Swish said, I collect Marvel cards because I was influenced to, and I'm happy and glad I was. And that was there. And that there were fun folks making content and drove me to want to join the party. Yeah, dude, like that's such a thing. If you get somebody in the world of Marvel, like one thing I've never really gotten into Marvel is like I don't even know where to start. Like I don't know who's in what universe, and folks can get mad about that, but it's just true. Like I have an ability to understand Spider-Man, Batman, that's like Captain America. I don't know who is in who. So I'm going to need somebody, if I ever were to get in that world, to talk about it, to break it down, to make videos, to like inspire me to care. And so, like, that's something that I think the content creators can do. And a lot of times, people get in like backyard breaks and they're like, okay, I'm inspired. Like, this is a show. And then they have a negative experience in terms of ROI, in terms of feeling like everything was above reproach, whatever it might be. And then you lose it. So I think YouTube, there's less of that drop down of like, what the heck? It's not as big as of a production. I mean, look at me. I have my packs, Joel Sports Card giveaway packs on a notebook piece of paper. And for those that missed the beginning, if you stay through till the very end, I'm going to have a magic word. You'll type that in within like a minute frame of what I offer. And then I'll give those people a number. We'll do a random number generator and you can pick from, you'll just email me and I'll send it free in the mail. Anywhere in the continental 48. Each of these packs has 2 top-loaded cards, and those are the kind of like fun ones. Player card that hopefully is something that is the most exciting. 4 cards in penny sleeves. Those are either a rookie insert, parallel, numbered, and then 3 base. And all of it's that team's jersey card. It's not like you're going to get Carlos Correa on the Twins in an Astros card. It would be him as a Twin. Or it's like they're maybe a college uni, if it's like a rookie that's just been on your squad, and so you get that rookie card with it. So stay tuned until the end. It's a little bit of you don't know what's going to happen. When's the momentum going to stop and have it not go? Hopefully we can keep going because I want to break last time's record. We had 7 in the video live. We're at 5. I'm not afraid to say numbers when it's this small. Who am I to not be excited that we just lost somebody? That somebody's like, there's only 5 of us in here. What the heck? This place sucks. Who am I to be sad about that? Technology is wild that we can all connect here and literally just push a button and communicate a thought, and then I'm in an entirely different state and we can connect. Like, just think about that for 1 second and just be blown away and be excited that this can even happen. Let's keep it going. Swish said, and again, anybody that's watching, throw out conversation. I'm just chirping, but I can easily talk about your favorite animal in the zoo. I love to talk about fast food. Like, that's a fun conversation, any of that, or any sports cards take. But we're just kind of breaking down state of the hobby. That's always where I'll kind of land with this. And I'm hoping to keep doing this. If we can get the interaction, it's super fun for me. So let's keep it rolling. Swish said, me either, but the cool cards created for them is what got me. I'm more interested in comic relic card, and I'm for the actual than the actual comic. Man, that was tough for me to say. 100%. Hearing what folks were paying for Spider-Man PMGs, for example, got me interested as I was familiar with the card, and it was easy to get into the Marvel card versions. Yeah, I mean, you need something to launch you into a specific hobby more than usually just that hobby. So an example, I really wanted to be able to learn more about the WNBA, so that I could open up cards easier on this channel. And it's not just like, who are these people? I don't even know. And so this summer I did a WNBA fantasy league. It was just 4 of us. So it wasn't super big, but that fantasy mechanism made it so much easier for me to know players, right? Because you start maybe watching 5 minutes of the end of a Lynx Liberty game, or in, as I say, the NBA Finals matchup, right? You learn how to pronounce the people. You learn where they went to school. You get invested in it way more than just like, oh, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, because I heard their names, but you start to get the vastness of the league, and you know who's good, and you understand what's like compelling about this. I wouldn't have been able to do that as strongly without sports cards and without fantasy WNBA basketball. So that was something that I really valued and I thought was pretty cool about my summer. And just like, if you find that, that's what's great. Zach said, what do you think about GameStop grading cards through PSA? The good old GameStop conversation. Number one, I think GameStop's being smart that they're not being stagnant. I would say that their model of what they did can't be relevant in the same way in 2024 as it was in, I don't know if they were in 2004. I'm going to guess that they were. But now that it is much less, there's a physical disc that you need to put in your Nintendo GameCube, and you can just get that virtually. That option exists. They can't, as a brick and mortar, exist solely in that same, we're going to flip stuff, right? More of the stuff is becoming more virtual online. And so even like, they don't have N64s as much because those are getting more rare, right? So even like if they go back to that old school stuff, that is like a dying breed and it's not super relevant. But they have clearly established a footprint in our culture in strip malls all across America. And so what are they going to do? I think it was smart to look and say, like, what are some crossover areas of our gaming universe? What else would these people like? I think collecting is a big part of it, right? You got Funko Pops, you got different things like that. And you have sports, right? You have people that are playing Madden 2004 or 2024, maybe is the more relevant. What are they also interested in? Sports cards, right? Pokemon, so many Pokemon video games. We can get cards there. So I think getting something that is physical in hand, because they are a brick and mortar store. So anything is that is physical is much more potentially interesting to a customer walking in there. They can't just only rely on this digital video game culture that's only becoming more and more. So all of that to be said, I think that they might have chosen the path and built the plane kind of as they are trying to fly it, if you understand what I'm saying. I think they would have needed a much more robust bringing in the hobby people to the moment, because they are having, I never have submitted a card with them. I haven't had that process, but think about it. Like, if your average GameStop employee were to come and talk to you about sports cards, you would probably be more of the expert than them. And that's certainly not going to work when you're trying to have a sale, an interaction where they might go through grading with you, like it would be like going to a card show and the person that's selling you a card is like your cousin who doesn't know anything about sports cards. You would be like talking to them in a way like, hey, you got any room on this? And they'd be like, is it in the room that we're in? Yes. Like they wouldn't even know how to talk. They wouldn't even know some of the things that we would be familiar with, right? Like if anybody sees a card at a card show and has a sticker on a corner, most of us are like, hey, can I take that sticker off if you're really interested in that card? Because you're concerned, because we've heard horror stories many times in the hobby of somebody buying a card that had a sticker on it. And then they took it off, it was, dinged up, and it was not what they thought they were getting. You got to have that, right? Jack from GameStop hasn't necessarily spent time thinking about those things, right? So missing out on those types of just moments that a trained hobby person would has had to have had a negative impact on the GameStop rolling out through it. So I think they would have made a lot more success, momentum, if they would have said, okay, here's our idea. Every store is going to have a hobby-related person, or we're going to pair with a local card shop that might even be in the same strip mall or something, and we can help this. Here's the hours that you can come in, and somebody can buy your cards from you. You can get them graded, whatnot. instead of just like this person who's like got a checklist and they have to go through it. And it's like if a mechanic was reading your manual but never had worked on a car before, you'd be like, I don't think I want you to be the person that's doing this. So that's my take on it, Zach. I'd love to hear more thoughts or comments from people about it. Swish saying there, I'm not sure if there's GameStops in Canada. Yeah, I wouldn't know, but I'd be interested. Zach's talking about the $5 off free shipping with Pro Rewards. Yeah, I mean, Zach, shout out you for just being the king of getting deals. And so when you can find that room in your, budget of like, hey, maybe I can catch a little value here, that totally makes sense. I'm not a Pro Rewards member. The only gaming system I own is the Nintendo GameCube, and I already referenced that in 2004 because that's most likely the game that I would play if I were to pull it up right now. So all of that to be said, yeah, if it's working for you, dude, that's awesome, 100%. Yeah, if there's other comments in the channel, let me know. I'd love to keep hearing stuff. Zach said the bad part is you need to pre-screen your cards good before submitting. But I love the free shipping, $5 off, and you can use gift cards. Yeah, that's true. Some of us get gift cards from loved ones. Easy way to make that happen. I'm going to call it here for the time being. Thank you all. So if there's any other comments, feel free to throw them out. But we are going to enter the Joel's Sports Card Moment giveaway. And the word that you have to type in the comments right now within the next minute is we're going to say pancake. Pancake. So if you heard that right now, boom, type it in, PANCAKE. And when I see that, I will then know to give you a chance in. So 1 minute is on the clock, 56 seconds. I'm not seeing anybody comment. 3 folks that are in here, say the word, PANCAKE, so that I know you're paying attention and it's live and it's happening. And then I'll give you a number. There we go. Zach starting us off. You're number 1 on the random number generator. Man, if you don't get anybody to beat the time, it's you could have no competition for winning this, which would be cool. Right now, say pancake. If you can type that in the next 23 seconds, you have a chance to win this. Otherwise, my man Zach would get it. Swish, where you at, bro? Did you take a nap? That's the thing with these lives. You got to stay focused and locked in. The giveaway could happen anyway at any time. Anyone else? Kason still here? 3, 2, 1. I don't see any other name there. Zach. LOLO. My mom said she doesn't need to eat pancakes. That's fair. Hello, Mom. Thanks for watching. Well, good humor, good wit there. So, Zach, you are the winner. If you want, you can just text. That's just an empty piece of paper. You can text in the chat which one you would want. No Braves. That's tough. Hawks ? Would you be interested in the Hawks one? I don't know. You can let me know either in this chat, but I also need your address because I don't think I've ever sent you anything. So congrats on that. Dude, this is up your alley, man. You're getting the free $5 Pro Reward thing. You're catching a giveaway. This is an easy thank you for having me on your platform and the shout outs you've given me, man. Super happy I can pay it back to you. Yeah. I can send you this screenshot if you want, Zach, but just email me at joelsportscards@gmail.com, JOELSSPORTSCARDS, address and which one you want there, and I'll send it off to you. Thank you all for watching. I'd love to do this again. I'd say Saturday, it's an interesting move. I think it was still too nice of weather out there. So maybe we'll try this again at a different time. But Zach and Swish and everybody who commented also, thanks for carrying it. It's just a blessing to be able to do this and have fun. So have a great, safe weekend. Enjoy the fall weather wherever you're at. And until next time, keep ripping, y'all. Peace. Where's the button to turn it off? That's the key. Literally no idea. Oh, it says end stream right there.